Hi, my name is Yogya Bhatia and I'm a legal intern at LEXIS and Company. Today I'll be talking about Specific Relief Act 1963. As the main objective of the Act has been vested in the very title of this statute, that is specific relief, due to which we can have a basic understanding that the Specific Relief Act is a legal statute dealing with reliefs or recovery of the damages of the injured person. This act was enacted in 1963 following the approach that when a person has withdrawn himself from the performance of a particular promise or a contract with respect to another person, the other person so aggrieved is entitled to relief under Specific Relief Act 1963. This act is considered to be in one of the branches of the Indian Contract Act 1872. Important definitions. Section 2 of the Specific Relief Act 1963 deals with some important definitions, which are: Section 2A deals with the obligation which are duties imposed on a person by the law or the legal body. Section 2B deals with the settlement that means delivery of the movable or immovable property to the successive interest when it is agreed to be disposed of. Section 2C deals with the word trust, which has the same meaning as defined in Section 3 of the Indian Trust Act. Section 2D deals with the word trustee, which means the person holding trust in the property. All other definitions which have not been explained herein are the same as referred as definitions of the Indian Contract Act 1872. Specific relief. Section 4 of this Act explains that this Act grants special relief for the enforcement of individual rights and not for imposing penal laws. The enforcement under this Act only bases itself on the individual civil right, and the substantive nature must be established for that fact. To be understood in a simpler way, specific relief is related to providing relief for the infringed civil rights of the individual. Its main objective is to focus on the rights, and if there is any penal nature of the case, it may have to be established for providing the same. Recovering the possession. The recovery of possession of this Act is provided under two heads: recovery of the immovable property and recovery of the movable property. The Law Specific Relief Act 1963 works on a basic principle that possession is itself a prima facie evidence of the ownership. Recovery of the possession of immovable property. Section 5 explains the remedies available to a person when he is disposed from his property. If a person has been removed through the line of possession or wants to recover what lawfully is his property, that person can do so through the recovery procedure provided by the Code of Civil Procedure 1908, in which the person will prove that the title belongs to him. Section 6 of this Act details that if a person has been disposed or divested from the property against the nature of law, then that person can file a suit for recovery of possession. This section is not only a mere legal rule but also has a wide practical approach. There are certain essential requirements for fulfillment of recovery under these sections. They are: the person suing for dispossession must be in possession of that property. The person must be dispossessed from the property, and such divest from the property must be unlawfully done or must be carried out against the nature of law. The dispossession must be without the consent of the person suing. Section 6, subclause 2 explains that no suit can be brought by a person after the expiry of 6 months from the date of dispossession. Section 6, subclause 2 also explains that no suit by a person can be brought against the government. If the person has not filed any suit in the prescribed time period, then the only relief open to him is that of Section 5, that is to prove his title of the property in a better way. Section 6 has certain limitations, which explains that if any order or decree has been directed by the court in regards to Section 6, then no appeal or review shall lie against such orders or decree, but such order is open to revision. Recovery of the possession of movable property. Section 7 explains that when a person wants to recover the possession of the movable property, they can follow the procedure expressed by the Code of Civil Procedure 1908. Section 7 has further two subclauses which further detail that a trustee may file a suit against the beneficial interest he was entitled to, and the other subclause explains that the ownership of the property can also be expressed with presence of a special right given to the person suing, which would be enough as an essential file the suit. Essentials of Section 7 are: there must be a presence of movable property which is capable of being delivered or disposed of. The person suing must have the possession of the property in question. There may be an existence of a special or temporary right on the property. Section 8 of the Specific Relief Act 1963 explains that when a person is in the possession of the article to which he is not the owner, shall be compelled to deliver such article to the person who will have its immediate possession in the following cases: when the article is held by the defendant as a trustee of a person who has the immediate possession, when compensation in money is not an adequate relief, when it is difficult to ascertain actual damage caused to the person, when the possession of the article has been wrongfully transferred from the person so entitled. Specific performance of contracts. Section 10 includes in what conditions specific performance of the contract may be enforceable. Specific performance usually depends upon the discretion of the court, but there are certain conditions for performance which are mentioned as when the damages or loss occurred due to the non-performance of the contract cannot be ascertained, when money as compensation is not an adequate relief due to the non-performance of the contract. Thank you.